Welcome back to the Two-Way Report. Well. It looks like Gabby Giffords spilled the beans in an interview with Time magazine. And there's just no way we can let that slide. It's time to put this hypocrite on the spot and give her a piece of our mind. But before we get to the Time magazine bit, let's talk real quick about Gabby Giffords, one of the most hypocritical anti-gun individuals you'll ever meet. For the benefit of our viewers who know very little or nothing about Gabby Giffords, here's her quick story. Gabby Giffords is a former American politician who served as a member of the United States House of Representatives from 2007 until her resignation in 2012. She was a member of the Democratic Party and represented Arizona's 8th congressional district. Some 11 years ago, Giffords was injured in a shooting that occurred at a political event in Tucson, Arizona. On January 8, 2011, a gunman opened fire at a constituent meeting held by U.S. Representative Gabby Giffords outside a supermarket in Tucson, Arizona. The shooting left 6 people dead and injured 13 others, including Giffords, who was shot in the head and critically wounded. The shooting occurred as Giffords was meeting with constituents as part of a Congress on Your Corner event. The gunman, Jared Lee Luffner, approached the gathering and began firing indiscriminately. The attack left 6 people dead, including a federal judge and a 9-year-old girl. 13 other people, including Giffords, were injured. Giffords was shot at close range and suffered a severe brain injury that required extensive rehabilitation. She underwent several surgeries and was in critical condition for several weeks. Giffords' recovery was closely watched by the nation, and many anti-gun leftists were inspired by her determination and resilience in the face of such a traumatic event. Luffner was arrested at the scene of the shooting and later pleaded guilty to multiple charges related to the attack. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The motive behind the shooting remains unclear, but Luffner had a history of mental illness and had exhibited erratic and disturbing behavior in the months leading up to the attack. The shooting had quite an impact on Giffords' life and career. In the wake of the attack, she resigned from Congress in 2012 to focus on her recovery and advocacy work. She has become an outspoken advocate for gun control and has called for a range of measures to reduce gun violence, including background checks, assault weapons bans, and limits on high-capacity magazines. In the aftermath of the shooting, there were calls for greater civility in political discourse and increased efforts to prevent gun violence. Giffords and her husband, Mark Kelly, became vocal advocates for gun control, and in 2013, they co-founded the gun violence prevention organization, Giffords. Now, it all sounds like the typical anti-gun left-leaning progressivist libtard story, right? It's not like Gabby Giffords is any different from all the other anti-gun libtard Democrats out there. So, what's the big deal with Gabby Giffords anyway? Here's the thing. Gabby Giffords was a proud gun owner and enjoyed shooting prior to the incident in 2011 that left her with a severe head injury. Some conspiracy theorists say it's fake, that no shooting happened, etc. But let us give this libtard the benefit of the doubt. So, after the shooting, she became an advocate for gun control and co-founded the gun violence prevention organization Giffords. In her advocacy work, she has called for increased regulation of firearms in order to reduce gun violence. If you check out the latest post on her Facebook page dated April 28th of this year, she said, quote, "As a gun owner and a gun violence survivor, I believe that the Second Amendment and common sense solutions can work hand in hand. We don't have to choose between two absolutes. When 40,000 fellow Americans die due to gun violence every year, we cannot sit by the sidelines. I know a vast majority of Americans want common sense gun safety legislation, and that includes gun owners. If you're a responsible gun owner, text gun owner to 34131 to join Giffords. #GunOwnersForSafety." End quote. Again, typical leftist rhetoric. They want, quote, common sense solutions, and they want both sides to come together. 2 days prior to the Facebook post, Time magazine published an interview with Gabby Giffords where she discussed her experience as a congresswoman and being shot. While Giffords reportedly still shoots guns with her husband, she has been vocal about advocating for a ban on guns. What a hypocrite, considering her past and continued involvement with firearms. Additionally, Giffords' organization, Giffords, has been reportedly taking large donations from big donors in order to restrict Americans' gun rights, instead of holding Congress accountable for issues like keeping criminals in jail. This is a stupid and idiotic way of dealing with crime, given that Giffords herself was once a victim of gun violence caused by a criminal. In the interview, Giffords evidently made a statement supporting the goal of taking away guns, which only serves to confirm her real intentions. I will now share with you a section of the article, which will be linked below as I mentioned earlier. Quote, "As we wrap our interview in our office, I ask how she keeps coming back to a challenge so deeply ingrained in politics. She pauses for 12 pregnant seconds. No more guns, she says. Amber, her aide and advisor, tries to clarify that she means no more gun violence, but Giffords is clear about what she's saying. No, 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 she says. Lord, no. She pauses another 32 seconds. Guns, guns, guns. No more guns. Gone. The aide clarifies that she's talking about Australia, where gun sales were outlawed after a mass shooting and existing weapons were purchased by the government. Giffords nods in the affirmative. According to the Time magazine article, Giffords' goal of banning guns in the United States is idealistic and may not be achievable at the current moment. However, Giffords insists that legislation is the key to achieving this goal, and her aide supported this viewpoint during the interview. Also, during the interview, Giffords reportedly stated no more guns on 2 occasions, corrected her aide, and finally said yes when referring to legislation similar to that implemented in Australia. We all know that more legislation will be ineffective in preventing crime, as humans have been committing violent acts and taking advantage of the weak since the beginning of time. It is just mind-boggling how stupid these leftist progressivists can be. Taking away guns would only leave law-abiding citizens defenseless against criminals who will always find ways to obtain firearms. It is important to spread awareness about Gabby Giffords' hypocrisy, which she made clear in the recent Time magazine interview. It might do us all a lot of good if you share this video, maybe tag Giffords as well, and inform your friends about it, and put the message out there. Giffords' true intention, as revealed in the interview, is to ban all guns by any means necessary, from legislation to other approaches. Her organization is actively working towards this goal and has significant financial support from large donors. Furthermore, Giffords has political allies who would readily act to advance her agenda, including her supposed ass clown currently in office. It is crucial to inform the public about this development, and this video can serve as a tool to do so. As we consider the future of our country, it is important to recognize that our right to keep and bear arms under the Second Amendment has been under attack for a long time. There are those who want to ban, delete, or remove our right to bear arms at all costs. As an American, I believe it's crucial that we stand up to protect our rights. It's not just about guns. It's about the principle that our rights are inherent and cannot be taken away by any individual or group. Our rights come from our Creator, and they're enshrined in the U.S. Constitution, but it's up to us to defend them. It's alarming to see that some groups like Gabby Giffords and her crew are working tirelessly to take away our Second Amendment rights. We can't allow this to happen, and we must fight against any attempts to erode our rights. It's time for all of us to come together and stand up for what we believe in. We must protect our rights for ourselves and for future generations. Again, it's not just about guns. It's about ensuring that our freedoms remain intact. Gabby Giffords and her group may be pushing for gun control, but we must remember that our rights are non-negotiable. They cannot be taken away by anyone, and we must stand firm in our beliefs. I hope the message we conveyed in this video is clear to you, and we look forward to sharing more videos with you in the future. For those who are passionate about protecting the Second Amendment, please subscribe to this channel, where you can receive daily news about what's happening in our arena. Whether it's good, bad, or ugly, we will bring it to you every single day. Remember to stay safe, be vigilant, and carry a gun to protect yourself, your loved ones, and your community. It is for this purpose that guns are intended. Despite the efforts of those who seek to take away our rights, we will remain steadfast in our commitment to defend them. The only way we can achieve this is by staying informed and aware of their actions. Lastly, I hope you will share this video to spread the word and inspire others to join us in the fight to preserve our rights. And regrettably, that's all the time we have for today. Please click on the like button if you liked the content, but feel free to click on the dislike button if you think we could have done better. Thanks for watching, and you have a good one.